In such an unpredictable championship as MotoGP, the form guide from season to season gets torn up and rewritten seemingly with each passing race. As the series hits the halfway stage of the 2019 campaign, we have selected 6 riders who have stood out as either the big winners or the losers of the opening 9 races. Just a note, we have not included Valentino Rossi in this list, as his fragmented 24th year of Grand Prix racing warrants an analysis of its own at a later date. MotoGP's bridesmaid of the last 2 years, Dovizioso once again came into the year as one of the title favourites, and a positive pre-season on the 2019 Desmosedici hinted towards his strongest challenge yet. Victory in the season opening Qatar Grand Prix and a 3rd and a 4th place finish at 2 of Ducati's weakest venues of Argentina and Austin netted him the championship lead heading to Europe. However, he has failed to finish ahead of Marc Marquez since, and has only registered 2 further podiums as Ducati's main Achilles heel of turning remains an evident disadvantage. Now 58 points adrift of the championship lead, and unconvinced Ducati is in a position to challenge Marquez in the coming races, hopes of a maiden world title are fast slipping beyond his grasp. Hailed as the next Marc Marquez in a stellar junior career, Fabio Quartararo's star faded dramatically as the pressure of such a label mounted and led to an unspectacular first 3 years of Grand Prix racing. A sudden rise in Moto2 last year quickly led to a deal with the new Petronas Sepang racing team, with the 20-year-old's impressive form in the 2018 spec YZR-M1 in winter testing prompting Yamaha to give him works machinery for his debut campaign. Grabbing the opportunity with both hands, Quartararo has emerged as a devastating talent, securing back-to-back pole positions in Barcelona and Assen and converting those to podiums. A crash in the German Grand Prix reminded us of his rookie status, but after just 9 races, it already appears as if MotoGP's next great is on the rise. Jorge Lorenz signing to the factory Honda team alongside Marc Marquez was a mouth-watering prospect for MotoGP fans, with the Japanese brand keen to emphasise the Dream Team's slogan for its 2019 lineup. But Lorenzo's debut season on the RC213V has been a nightmare. The triple MotoGP champion struggled in the first year aboard the Ducati in 2017 after 9 seasons with Yamaha, but proved last year he could be just as devastatingly quick, securing 3 victories with the Italian team. This gave hope to a quicker adaptation process to the Honda, as did a strong 5th place in November's Jerez test while recovering from a wrist injury. But more injury woes pre-season saw him miss the Sepang test, and he has so far failed to adapt to a Honda that all of its riders acknowledge is much tougher than his predecessor. An emergency trip to Japan post-Mugello yielded ergonomic updates which were beginning to point Lorenzo in the right direction, but a back injury suffered in a crash at Assen and a month's recovery time proved another major setback. No top 10s in any of the 7 races he has contested so far. Questions are now being asked whether he will see out his 2-year contract. Dani Petrucci's rise in MotoGP bordered on Hollywood. Beginning in 2012 aboard the woefully underfunded Iota team, aboard the embarrassingly slow CRT machine, he had almost turned his back on racing when Ducati offered him a lifeline at Pramac for 2015. Consistently scoring solid results, he was granted works machinery for 2017 before achieving the dream move to a full factory squad for this year. With just a 1-year deal under his belt, the pressure has been on Petrucci this season to meet his performance targets. In need of a big turnaround after a run of decent, if unspectacular, top 6 finishes, Petrucci broke through at Mugello for his first victory. Podiums either side of that race assured his future is secure, and he is now just 6 points behind teammate Dovizioso in 3rd in the standings. Coming to 2019 with an air of simply being a tail gunner for Dovizioso, Petrucci has proven he can stand on his own as one of MotoGP's leading riders. Motorsport's full of what-ifs, and perhaps the biggest one of 2019 is what if Johann Zarco had decided to sign for the Honda team instead? An impossible question to answer, but certainly his fortunes would not be as desperate as they have been this season aboard the KTM. The RC16 is a vastly different bike to the Yamaha Zarco cut his teeth on in his first 2 seasons in the Premier class, and the French rider's smooth style is at odds with the aggression required to muscle the Austrian manufacturer's machine. Not dissimilar to Lorenzo's struggles at Honda, Zarco is just 1 top 10 to his credit this season relative to teammate Paul Espargaro's 5. Working with ex-rider Jean-Michel Bale following an outburst over the bike which prompted KTM to publicly scorn him, Zarco is beginning to change his approach, while feedback from test rider Dani Pedrosa has at least vindicated Zarco's complaints. But it is clear while KTM has made major progress so far in its 3rd year, Zarco is a long way off from taking profit. Superlatives fast lose their impact when speaking about MotoGP's reigning champion and current points leader Marc Marquez. Honda made gains over the winter in making a more powerful but smoother engine, but it ended up with a bike far harder to ride than last year's. Yet Marquez is defying the limits of the RC213V to demolish the field with a devastating consistency. His Austin crash aside, Marquez has finished in the top 2 in every race this year, winning 5 of them and pulling a 58-point lead after just 9 events. Highlighting just how good a job he is doing, the only other Works Honda rider to finish on the podium this year has been LCR's Cal Crutchlow, and both of his thirds have represented his only top 5s. Mixing inconsistency from his main rivals, and Marquez is almost out of reach and comfortably on his way to a 6th MotoGP title in 7 years.